Hi everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss about the most important top 5 real-time LWC interview questions and answers. This series I have started for LWC questions and answer one by one. So first question, how would you create an LWC component that display a list of contacts? So answer is create an Apex controller by writing an Apex class using or enable method that query the return of list of contact records. So if you see, I have written a contact controller class which with or enable method that is get contacts, and it's returning the limit of 50 contacts, means 50 records of contact object by retrieving name and mobile phone fields. So next step, we need to call this method from LWC.js file to get that contact related information in LWC component. So for that we need to use a wired method. So if you see in the JS side, I have used get contacts method, and that one I have imported in the JS file. And with the wired decorator, I have called that get contacts, and it will return the number of contacts, and it will store in the contacts variable. So third, in the HTML file, we need to use template for each iteration that will iterate the number of contacts, and for each iteration we need to show that is as the list of fields, so list of records, and that records field that is name and mobile field. And for that one we can, if you see in HTML side, we have used lightning card which is have a title as a contact list, and we have iterated that all the contacts based on for each iteration. And if you see in the line number 6, we have div HTML tag. Inside that we have key as a contact ID, that is nothing but the contact record key, contact record ID. And inside that we are showing the contact name and contact mobile number. So once that iteration is done, we can able to see all the contact list in the lightning card. And after that, if any error is comes from Apex side or LWCJS side, then we need to show it with the contact.error. And once that is done, we can show that if contact.error is happen, then we can show like contact.error.body.message. With the help of that, we can able to see what exactly error is. If contact data is not available and error data is also not available, we can check that by using the if false uh, attribute in the LWC HTML itself. And along with that, we can show the loading icon. So uh, with the help of these 5 steps, we can explain how we can show the list of contacts in LWC component. Let's see second question. How would you have two LWC component communicate with each other? So there are 3 different way in which two LWC component can communicate with each other. So parent to child communication will happen with using the @API decorator. So while calling the child component inside the parent component, that time itself we can pass the API related property variable from parent component to child component. And second one, child to parent using the custom event. So whenever any clickable action happen in the child component, so we can dispatch the custom event, and we can pass whatever data we want to share with a parent component with the help of that custom event by dispatching that custom event using the handle click or some actionable action from child component. And third one, if there is any unrelated component uh, and we want communication between that two, then we can use lightning message service. So with the help of lightning message channel, we can expose the message from child component, and we can subscribe that message in a parent component. Else we can expose the message from parent component, and we can subscribe same message in a child component. So with the help of pub/sub action, that is nothing but messaging channel, lightning message channel, we can use for communicate between the unrelated component. Let's see third question. how would you debug an LWC component that is not displaying a data correctly? So we need to use some steps to debug that LWC component and fix the issue. So first we can check a JavaScript error in the console. In the COM, we can use console tab with the inspector, and we can use that console tab to check the JavaScript error. The second one, we can use Lightning Inspector, Salesforce Lightning Inspector tool. With the help of that inspector tool, we can check is there any issue with the wire adapter, or is there any issue with that result and event which is related to that wire adapter, and using that we can understand the issue. Third one is like check the log result in a JavaScript. That one also, with the help of that console.log, we can check the log result, and we can check is there issue with the wired adapter method or apex method. And also we can check debug log for the apex issue. If is there any issue with the apex class, we can use system.debugs, and we can check that debug logs in the. And also next one, we can check the field level security also. If the issue is related to any of the field which is having APLS issue, due to that APLS also we can't able to see that field, and it show undefined result for the inside the LWC component. And last one, we can check the HTML file that is related to all the directives like for each loop, if true, if false directive, and that is used correctly or not. And also if in HTML side, if we are using for each loop, then we need to check have we used key added inside the for each loop for each iteration. So next question is, how do you fetch and display Salesforce data in a real time in LWC? So LWC provided some different multiple ways to fetch and keep Salesforce data up to date and the real time. So we can use wired with the apex method. So this wired adapter is nothing but we can pass the some parameters, and we can fetch the data respectively with respect to passed parameter, and we can have like data auto refresh when the parameter changes. Also we can use refresh apex. With the help of this refresh apex, when you need to manually force or refresh the data, with the help of this refresh apex, by passing the wired result, we can validate the cache and repaste the data. Third one, we can use lightning data service for standard record operation. For this one, we can use get record and get field value from lightning UI record API. So with the help of this lightning UI record API, we can paste the apex, we can paste the data in LWC. And fifth one, we can use imperative apex. This is for on demand pages. Example, triggered by a button click, or call apex imperatively. So whenever we can have some actionable item in the LWC, on that actionable item, if we want to paste the apex data, then we can use this imperative apex. So these are the four different way we can fetch the real time data in LWC. So next question is, what is the difference between Lightning Data Service and Apex in a Salesforce? So LDS is nothing but Lightning Data Service. It is a client-side data service that allow Lightning component to interact with data using the standard UI Apex. And Apex is nothing but a server-side programming language used to implement business logic and work with complex data scenario. So LDS, when we can use LDS. So whenever we need to working on a single record, when we need to display or edit a simple fields, or when there is a no need for any custom business logic. So that time we can use the LDS in a LWC. And when we can use the Apex. So whenever we need data from multiple objects, whenever we need page parent to child relationship related data, when you need to implement complex business logic, and whenever we need custom wrapper class to structure your data. So with the help of the Apex, we can fetch this data and we can use Apex in a LWC. These are the most asked question in an interview. Thank you for your support and watching the video. Please join my YouTube channel for more updates.